Before the sun ever rose on this day, there was another morning filled with heaviness. David stood in that place, not as a king on a throne, but as a man surrounded by enemies, uncertainty, and pressure pressing in from every side. He did not wake up to peace. He woke up to tension, to voices against him, to battles he could not control. And yet, listen to what he says. In the morning, Lord, you hear my voice. In the morning I lay my requests before you and wait expectantly. Psalm 5:3. He didn't wait for things to get easier before turning to God. He didn't wait for clarity. He didn't wait for strength. He came as he was. And maybe that's where you are right now. You woke up, but your heart is already heavy. There are things unresolved, questions unanswered, a quiet pressure sitting in your chest. Before the day even begins, something already feels like a lot. And still, this moment matters, because just like David, you have a choice. Not to control the day, not to fix everything, but to bring your voice to God, before the noise, before the demands, before the weight grows louder. You can speak. You don't have to have perfect words. You don't need to feel strong. You just need to come. Because the same God who listened to David in the middle of conflict is listening to you right now. He is not distant this morning. He is not waiting for you to get it together. He is already here. And what David did next matters just as much. He didn't just speak, he waited expectantly. That means even in uncertainty, he trusted that God would respond, that something unseen was already moving. So before this day pulls you in every direction, before your thoughts start racing ahead, pause here, breathe, and quietly say, Lord, I'm here, before anything else. I choose you. Even if your voice feels small, even if your faith feels tired, stay in this moment just a little longer, because what begins here will shape everything that follows. And as you stay in that quiet place, something begins to shift. Not always around you, but within you. Because when your first words belong to God, your heart slowly remembers where its peace comes from. David didn't just speak into the air. He spoke to a God he knew was listening. And that kind of trust, it changes how you carry what's ahead. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your paths straight. Proverbs 3:5-6. Notice that. It doesn't say you'll understand everything today. It doesn't promise that every situation will make sense. But it gives you something deeper. Direction. Without confusion owning you, peace. Even when answers are still forming. Because trust is not about having clarity. It's about choosing who you lean on when clarity is missing. And right now, early in this morning, before decisions are made, before conversations happen, this is where that trust begins. You don't have to figure everything out. You don't have to carry every outcome. You don't have to solve what hasn't even happened yet. You can release it. Here. Cast all your anxiety on him, because he cares for you. 1 Peter 5:7. Not some of it, not the smaller worries, all of it. The quiet fears you don't say out loud. The pressure you feel to hold everything together. The weight of what might go wrong. You can place it in his hands, and maybe part of you hesitates, because you've carried these things for so long, it almost feels unnatural to let them go. But God is not asking you to pretend everything is fine. He is inviting you to stop carrying it alone. Even Jesus, in a moment of deep sorrow, lifted his heart to the Father. My Father, if it is possible, may this cup be taken from me. Yet not as I will, but as you will. Matthew 26:39. There was honesty, there was weight, there was surrender, all at the same time. And that's where real peace begins, not in pretending, but in releasing. So as this morning continues to unfold, let your heart say, Lord, I trust you with what I don't understand. I trust you with what I cannot control. I trust you with what I'm afraid to face. And even if your voice feels quiet, he hears it. Even if your faith feels small, He honors it. Because trust, even in its smallest form, opens the door for God's peace to settle deeper. You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast, because they trust in you. Isaiah 26:3. Perfect peace. Not temporary calm, not fragile quiet, but a steady, anchored peace that holds you, even when the day tries to shake you. And maybe that peace hasn't fully settled yet. Maybe something inside you is still restless, still wondering, still holding on just a little. That's okay. Stay here. Don't rush past this moment, because God is not in a hurry with you. He is patient, gentle, and present. And as you continue to sit with Him, something deeper is being formed. Not just peace for this moment, but strength for what's coming. A quiet confidence that even if the day feels uncertain, you are not walking into it alone. So remain here just a little longer. Let that trust take root, even if it's slow, even if it's still growing, because what you're placing into God's hands right now, He is already holding. And as that trust begins to settle, even gently, you may notice something else rising to the surface. Not just your fears, but the places where you feel tired. Not physically only, but deep in your spirit. The kind of tired that comes from carrying too much for too long, from holding things together when no one else sees the effort, from showing up, even when your heart feels stretched thin. And God sees that. He doesn't overlook quiet exhaustion. He doesn't miss the weight behind your smile, or the strength it takes just to keep going. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Matthew 11:28. Not more pressure, not more expectations. Rest. But this rest is not just stopping. It's being held. It's laying down what has been pressing on your soul, without fear that everything will fall apart if you do. Because somewhere along the way, you may have learned to rely on yourself more than you realized, to stay strong, to keep control, to push through. And yet, that kind of strength can quietly wear you down. But God's way is different. My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. 2 Corinthians 12:9. That means the place you feel weakest right now is not where God steps back. It's where He moves closer. Not to judge you, not to remind you of what you lack, but to fill what you cannot carry on your own. And maybe that's the part that feels unfamiliar. Letting God meet you in weakness, instead of trying to hide it. Letting Him see the real weight, instead of pretending you're fine. Because real surrender doesn't sound strong. Sometimes it sounds like, Lord, I don't have the strength I thought I had. I don't know how to fix this. I'm tired of trying to hold everything together. And somehow, that kind of honesty draws Him nearer. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. Psalm 34:18. Close, not distant, not waiting, not watching from afar. Close enough to meet you right here, in this moment. And this is where something deeply human begins to unfold. You don't just need answers, you need assurance. You don't just need direction, you need to know you're not alone in the process. Because there are moments when the silence feels long, when you've prayed, but nothing seems to change yet. When you're trusting, but still waiting. And in those moments, it can feel like you're holding your breath inside. But even there, God is working in ways you cannot yet see. Those who wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. Isaiah 40:31. Waiting is not wasted. It's where strength is quietly rebuilt. It's where your soul is being steadied, even before the situation shifts. And maybe right now, you're still in that space. Still waiting, still hoping, still trying to trust. You haven't seen the answer yet, but something inside you is choosing not to give up. Hold on to that, because that quiet decision to keep leaning toward God matters more than you think. So even now, let your heart whisper, Lord, I give you my weakness. I give you my waiting. I give you the parts of me that feel worn down. And stay there, not rushing forward, not pulling away, just staying. Because the same God who strengthens the weary is already at work within you, even if it feels slow, even if it feels unseen. And as this moment continues to unfold, there is still something deeper, something not fully settled yet, a place where trust is about to become something more. And as that deeper place begins to open, you may realize something quietly powerful. So, trust is no longer just something you say. It's becoming something you live. Not perfectly, not all at once, but slowly, honestly, in the middle of real life. Because there comes a moment when you don't just bring your worries to God, you begin to place your whole day into His hands. Not just the parts you're unsure about, but everything. The conversations you haven't had yet, the outcomes you can't predict, the moments that may test your patience or stretch your faith. Commit your way to the Lord, trust in Him, and He will act. Psalm 37:5. Commit. That means you're not holding back a portion, just in case. You're placing it fully before Him. Even the things you still feel concerned about. Even the areas where trust still feels fragile. And that kind of surrender, it doesn't make you passive. It makes you anchored. Because now, you're not walking into this day alone. You're walking with God, step by step, moment by moment. The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. Exodus 14:14. There are battles today that don't require your strength. There are situations where striving will only drain you. And God is gently reminding you, you don't have to fight everything. Some things you release. Some things you entrust. Some things you let Him handle in ways you cannot. And yes, that can feel uncomfortable, because letting go can feel like losing control. But in God's hands, it's not loss. It's protection. It's guidance. It's something being worked out, beyond what you can see. The Lord is my shepherd. I lack nothing. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. He refreshes my soul. Psalm 23:1-3. Notice the rhythm there. He leads, He restores, He provides. Not you. You don't have to force your way into peace. You don't have to manufacture strength. You follow, you receive, you trust. And even if today brings unexpected moments, you are not unprepared, because something has already been established inside you. A quiet place, a steady awareness, a reminder that keeps returning. God is with me. God is leading me. God is holding what I cannot. So as you move forward from this moment, carry that with you, not as pressure, but as peace. And when something tries to pull you back into worry, when your thoughts begin to race again, return here, not physically, but in your heart. Return to that place of surrender. Return to that quiet trust. Return to that simple prayer. Lord, I trust you. Again and again, as many times as it takes, because this is not about getting it perfect. It's about staying connected, staying aware that you are not alone in this day. And now, let this prayer rise fully from your heart. Father, before anything else today, I choose to trust you. I give you what I understand and what I don't. I give you what feels steady and what feels uncertain. Lead me in your peace. Guide my steps, even when I don't see the full path. Strengthen me where I feel weak. Quiet the fears that try to take over. Remind me, again and again, that you are near, that you are faithful, that you are already at work, even now. And Lord, help me to walk through this day not driven by fear, not controlled by pressure, but anchored in your presence. Let my words reflect your grace. Let my choices reflect trust. Let my heart stay soft and responsive to you. And when I feel overwhelmed, draw me back. When I feel tired, restore me. When I forget, gently remind me. Because I don't want to walk through this day without you. I need you, every step, every moment. And I trust that you are already there, ahead of me. If this prayer is in your heart, type Amen in the comments. And if there's something you're carrying today, you don't have to carry it alone. You can share it. You can release it. Because even here, God is listening, and He is already holding what you've placed in His hands.